I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at StockMarketMentor.com on Monday, November 11th, and I want to look at Priceline today. Here's why. The stock closed at an all-time high. That's a good thing, right? We love that when stocks close at an all-time high, unless we don't own them. So is tomorrow, I should say, depending on when you're watching this, the time to be buying this stock? I would say no. I would suggest that you split your trade up into two distinct things. One is the decision, the other is the action. In my view, the decision starts here. Boom. You look at the weekly chart. Is this a stock that you want to own? Sure, I wished I'd own it from there, but that's not the case. But when you look at this, do you say, all right, well, golly gee, this is the absolute top. I do not want to own Priceline because I think it's peaking at $1,100. If that's the deal, then if you're consistent with that, great, you can be a millionaire. But the rest of us mere mortals have to look at the trend and think, okay, it's going to keep going. Now I break it down this way. I look and see, these key buy areas have been down here. It's about 60 points below 65 points below where the stock is now. The key sell points, or just the top of the range, have been here. Every time the stock's gotten out above the upper Bollinger Band, except when the bands have been very narrow, reflecting very, very tight trading ranges. Every time the stock's pushed out above the upper Bollinger Band, it hasn't been too long before the stock corrected. Again, unless the Bollinger Bands are really tight. Let me show you something here. Here, these bands were pretty tight. Stock drifted up a little bit, out for a few days, and it kind of corrected, but it didn't really correct. It just stopped going up. But then ultimately it moved more. Similarly here, they weren't super tight here, but they were tight enough to where finally the stock started moving higher. And then what's it do? Well, it ultimately corrects. Other times, like this time, when the bands were a little bit wider, the stock had been in an uptrend, the stock pops up and then it really gets crushed. Similarly here, pops up, didn't get crushed, but it definitely corrected. So now where are we? Well, we're 3 days in. Tomorrow, Tuesday, will be the third day after a big 2-day move. Where, if it moves higher, up out of the Bollinger Band, out of the top Bollinger Band, that would be an opportunity to sell. It would be an opportunity to take some profits if you happen to be buying down here, or just long period. But as far as buying, no, we're still in our, we made our decision, we want to buy the stock. That was based here. Now we're basing our actions on the daily time frame, and once this gets into a favorable position, i.e. closer to the 50-day moving average, then we'll even go intraday to be a little bit more precise in our entry. So anyway, I would just say wait with Priceline. And one other thing, this is to members and also to those of you who are about to be members, and I hope if you're not a member now, then I hope this applies to you. Tomorrow's strategy session is going to be a little bit different because I know there's some people having a few issues with being in the right stocks at the right time, essentially not really managing your trades like you should. So tomorrow's strategy session is going to be essentially comprised of me walking you through a lot of trades, not a lot, but some of the trades that I've made, both good and bad, and explaining what's happened, because sometimes it's really good to learn from the mistakes of others as well as the successes of others. So I'll show you, a couple monster trades that I've made and a couple trades that have been monsters for me and not a good way. So anyway, that's going to be tomorrow, but I'm very confident that that it's going to work for you. So it's going to be a little bit different, but that's what we're going to be doing during this slow week. I want to get you guys squared away. We need to get you on track. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.